Welcome back, my friends. Today we're going to get into all sorts of Git, Bash, Rsync craziness. Easy and fun ways to publish your website right from the command line after you've built it with Emacs, of course. And we're going to get into all sorts of fun here. But first, check out the Ask Me About My Org Mode Agenda t-shirt. Available in the link below at my Spring store in a variety of colors and sizes. How else are you going to tell the world that you are a real based Emacs user without your own Ask Me About My Org Mode Agenda t-shirt? So today I wanted to talk about the old way I was publishing my website and the new way and some pros and cons of both. So basically I'm going to show you this graphic here. This was the old process. Basically, I would build my website with org mode. There's an org directory and an HTML directory, and org mode would use the publish function to convert the org files to HTML and then copy any static files over to the HTML directory. So that's the Emacs side of it. I would use Git, of course, to version control all of it, and then a Git push would take it to my server and basically duplicate the local repository over on the remote side. And then that would be in the repository itself, but of course I wouldn't serve the website from the repository. I would use a Git hook to basically check out the static HTML portion and check it out into the document root of the website, which Nginx was serving. And I liked this system because it was easy. You could do everything from Git. You didn't have to have like a separate, publishing system. I didn't have to set up FTP or anything to move the files over. You could use SCP, but I found Rsync now is better at that. And basically, one of the reasons I wanted to switch was because using Git was convenient, as I said, with just a few commands, it would do all the work for me, but I was duplicating, I had to version control the HTML stuff as well, even though it was the static resources. I didn't really need to version control those, but it was more convenient because the whole package could go up to Git and then everything on the other side would be created. Now I realize there are ways to set up Emacs on your server where you can have the publish function like in a bash script. And so theoretically I could still use this old Git way and then just build the site on the other side and have it copy over to the HTML directory. But in the effort of having a very minimal server and minimal server configuration, I decided I would use Rsync instead. So that way all I need to do if I set up a new server, just install Nginx, put in the configuration file, and you could probably just like script all of that with Ansible or something just as easily. Haven't got into that yet, or maybe even a simple bash script. And then all I need to do is set up an rsync command, like this one down here. You see, maybe I can blow this up a little bit for you. It's rsync tac avz, tac e, ssh, tac delete. The delete will keep the directories in sync on both sides by deleting any files. For example, if I delete an HTML file on this side, it will delete it at the destination. That's one thing I'm curious about, and maybe some of you know, and you can let me know. When you're building your site with org mode, it copies all the, it converts the org files and copies everything over. But if you delete a file, like if you no longer want a certain page on your website, you delete the org file, the HTML file is still there. So org mode, as far as I know, doesn't keep them in sync. But so I'd have to go into the HTML directory and delete that file, and then rsync will delete it at the destination next time I run the publish command. Basically, I put this into a bash script, and I put it in my the path where I have all the other bash scripts. So I just type in publish website, and it will run this command. So if anybody knows a way for org mode to keep these two directories in sync as well, so if I delete an org file, it will delete the HTML file. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Just got to think about it. But yeah, I like this better because, like I said, there is a way, where I could do the org mode conversion up, in the cloud on the server. But I prefer to do it locally for another reason as well, is you can preview it locally. You can open up using the HTTP server in Emacs. You can just quickly take a look at your site, check into the HTML directory, see if everything looks good, and then if everything looks good and you're satisfied with how it looks locally, now I can just do rsync and it sends it up, and like I said, very minimalist server configuration up in the cloud there. So yeah, I liked the get method as well, but the rsync way is working better for me. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you think there's a more efficient way of doing this, if you like the get idea here, the checkout command is pretty simple to set up. I could do a video about that, but basically anything you push to your repository, you can check out to whatever directory you want. So if you wanted to have some scripts or something available in a like on a web root, for example, it's pretty easy to do that. But I'll leave it there, and you all can let me know what you think about publishing a website with org mode and then putting it up in the cloud. Thanks for watching. I'm going to leave it there. Be sure to check out the link below if you want to get yourself an Ask Me About My Org Mode Agenda t-shirt. And I'll leave it there. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.